So 2 days into the week, today is a Tuesday, productive day. Right now it's 1:21 a.m. Need to sleep by 2 a.m. But I just got home from defense. Um, so today was the first time ever where I had a meeting um, with like my board member on the meeting with me, with an accounting firm or a law firm, like actually like in action, you know? Like I've had a bunch of meetings with my board members. This is just the first time we like actually like, are in action together in a meeting. So we had a meeting with a law firm today and they offered to work with us on a deferred fee, defer everything. Like if we're gonna make an LLC, they'll roll that into the deal. And they even said they'll discount the dead deals without putting a premium on the deals that go through. They're gonna defer everything and put a discount. And the one thing they mentioned was perhaps maybe like put down some kind of retainer to put skin in the game. But even that, they didn't give us a number on that. So I don't even know if they're gonna ask for a retainer. My lawyer on the board, he said they'll probably ask for something around like 2,500 retainer, which is something that I can pay for, but that's just one of the options we have right now, that law firm. It was a great conversation, but what we're gonna do right now, since we know they're a good fit and they have a lot of great experience, we were talking all about it, now we're gonna play the competition game, capitalism. We're gonna see which one could give us the best price, and we'll go from there. But something else that was awesome that they mentioned was they said they worked with another investment group out on the East Coast. I'm in the South of the USA. They're on the East Coast, and they've done something very similar to what we're doing. They did, I'm not gonna say the exact figure, but somewhere around 15 acquisitions. And they said they would put us in contact with them. So they're not directly in competition with us. So it would be a great conversation meeting someone else that did exactly what we did. But yeah, you get very well connected through these firms, law firms, accounting firms, and it was a great meeting, a step in the right direction. Something else I did today, I actually went and bought a standing desk. I got it for $90, and I got it on a steal, man. Because first of all, they're really hard to find locally. And when I was looking at it, I was like, man, like I could probably buy these like super cheap and like sell them for higher. And I kind of looked into it when I was like messaging the guy, and I saw it online. There was a website that sells the exact same one for like $50, and you could turn around and sell it for like $200 to $300. But I'm not fully sure about that. I'm not sure if it actually sells for 50. But I didn't look too much into it. I didn't spend too much time doing that. But something very interesting happened. I was picking up the desk, and I met this guy, and he was super interesting. He was telling me, well, we were talking, just getting to know each other, and he was telling me how he like just moved over here to the city, and how he has like a remote job. And then he mentioned that like after a certain point of making money, like it doesn't matter anymore and everything's the same. I was like, what do you do for work? He was like, I'm not gonna say any names. I know it's always gonna be a conflict of me talking about like stuff like this, but I don't think it's a problem if I mention this. He was like, yeah, I do software sales. Like, oh really? So like how much do you make? And I kind of like started guessing, and he was like, I make more than $500,000 a year. He told me the exact number, but I'm not gonna share that. He's like, I make more than $500,000 a year. I was like, what the, okay, how did you get that job? And then he was like, this was the most interesting part about that. He was like, I got that job because I used to be part of a country club, and some of the people I know there gave me the job. And I was like, bro, that is, oh, this is what I've been preaching about, man. This is exactly what I've been talking about. I have to join that country club in my city, man. I have to join it. Absolutely have to. And I'm conflicted to like save money for like, I know I'm gonna need money along this journey, like at least like a good 5K. Traveling expenses, paying for dinners and like hotels, and um, paying for like small stuff like domains and website design and like lists, skip tracing, like all like the small stuff. Like you'll probably need a couple thousand. If you're gonna pay some retainers, you know you're gonna need some money. But you know the QLA methodology doesn't preach paying anything, but you know, 5,000 to someone like Dan Pena is nothing. Like he probably doesn't even count that as money. You're always gonna need something like that when you're starting something. But I was like, man, I need to save up at least like 5,000. You know, a good month. Just go like radio silence. Just save up some money, maybe a month or two, and then boom, start attacking. Join the club, man. I have to join that club. I know if all this shit I'm doing goes to crap, I will still be good if I join that club. I know that for sure. He was saying like, man, if you're working there just like as a caddy, like a worker at the country club, you'll run into opportunities, man. That's where the money's flowing. That's where the water is, you know, money flows like water. But I was also making cold calls today, and I spoke with a front desk lady, and I was telling her like, you know, we're a healthcare investment group here in Texas, Dallas, Texas, and she was saying that the person I was trying to reach, he was like a senior partner, like a high up manager, and she was like, yeah, he's actually out of town at a conference, and it's actually in Dallas. I was like, oh, interesting. What's the conference called? And then she gave me the name of it, and she wouldn't want to give me any more information. So I went on their website, like the conference website, and I found some of the people that work there, like the managers. I called them up, and I was like, tell me a little bit about your conference, and where is it this year? I heard there's a conference sometime. She was saying there's a conference next week for accountants in Orlando, Florida. And she was telling me like the price of the ticket and like what kind of conference exactly it is. She was saying like it talks about alternative investments and like alternative structures. I have some notes here, but honestly, even on the phone, like I didn't fully understand it, but I don't want to sound like a complete, you know, dummy on the phone. Just ask a bunch of questions. But like, yeah, like connecting with these accountants, like regardless, it's like kissing frogs, and it's part of the game. You have to connect and build your network. Like for example, the guy that I met, I was getting a standing desk, right? And by the way, it speaks volumes, and it just tells you that the people that own standing desks are going to be a certain kind of people. You know, it's not just going to be some normal person. But yeah, when I spoke with him, we connected. I got his information, and I told him I always spend 1 day a week networking, so he could come out with us wherever we go. I told him I'm part of like a members club, and we go here and there. He was interested. You know, he's new in the city, and I see that as an opportunity for me. You know, get him to like know people, help him network, help him, you know, just move in town. I bring value just by doing that, just by being a local. So. You never know where that can go. He could offer me the job maybe or something. You never know, man. But honestly, even if he offered me that job, I would be like hesitant to join that, to take advantage of it, just depending on like the timing. Because like this private equity game that I'm playing, the QLA game, it's much bigger than, you know, 500,000 a year, which isn't the amount he told me. I'm not gonna disclose that. I'll keep it private for him. But couple 100,000 a year is amazing, but that's not my goal right now. I have to stay focused. I have to stay tunnel vision, man. You know, if that job somehow could work like very flexibly, like, you know, I wouldn't be completely dumb to an opportunity like that, but he didn't even offer it to me. I'm just like, I'm just using my imagination right now. But yeah, this game is a much bigger game than that, man. This is like real assets, real equity, real net worth. And on top of that, you get paid that type of money. Either way, you get paid that type of money. It's part of the game. And I kind of mentioned that to him. I was like, well, at first he asked me like, are you in school? I was like, yeah, I'm in school. Like that's kind of like it's my standard answer that I give to certain people if I don't know them and like I'm not trying to get in a deep conversation, I just say like, yeah, I'm in school. And I'll probably have to tell him that when I see him. Hopefully he doesn't think I'm a liar, but yeah, I told him I was in school, and then I told him like, yeah, I started this healthcare company, you know, M&A, that kind of thing. And he was like, yeah, you know, I think before I even told him, I was like, what do you think about that? And he was like, yeah, it's a great opportunity, but you need to have a track record. And I was like, yeah, you know, I actually started a company and I built a board of directors to have an instant track record to solve that problem. And he was like, oh yeah, that's super cool. So we got to know each other on that level. And the interesting thing he said when I mentioned that, he was like, we were talking about sales because I used to do car sales and I have a bunch of experience working in different sales jobs. And he was like, yeah, man, the M&A game, that's all sales. That is a sales game. And it's so true, man. This game I'm playing is sales, but it's just sales on the absolute highest echelon of sales. It doesn't get higher than this in sales. It's like taking your skills to the absolute highest level. But that's basically like the overall gist of my day. Man, I'm so tired today. So the thing is, guys, when you're tired, no one cares, guys. No one cares. It doesn't matter, you know? Do it, don't do it. Like, it doesn't affect the next person's life. So I understand, I'm not trying to complain. I'm just, I have a train of thought, right? This morning I woke up around like 7:30ish a.m. And the day before I woke up around like 6:30. And this is a common pattern. So second day in the week, today's second day in the week, tomorrow's the third. And if I stay up like this 3 days in a row, the fourth day I crash. I crash on the fourth day. Like I need a day in between the week where I could like get some good sleep. I was gonna make it Wednesday, which is tomorrow, but I have a meeting early tomorrow, so I have to wake up anyways, so it can't be tomorrow. But so far this week, I'm following everything I'm supposed to do. Oh yeah, another thing I did is I made a list of banks that do SBA loans. So it was about 100 on my list, and I try to do some self-reflection. I'm kind of scared of talking to these banks, man. I'm feeling a bit nervous about it, but your brain interprets nervousness and excitement as the same thing. It's the same exact movement of electricity in your brain. The neurons have the same exact reaction, but the only difference is the way you interpret that. So I can say I'm nervous, but I'm also excited. I'm excited to take that next step. I was also working on the mentor list. And honestly, I think I'm more scared of the mentor list, to be honest. Like today when I was doing defense, I was thinking about like my pitch, like calling up like a billionaire, like what the hell are you going to tell them? The best approach is to be honest. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm talking to you. This is how I found your number. Like, complete honesty, catch it. It's like a hook. Like, when I'm on these phone calls, when I catch a cold call, most of the time they don't treat me like a scam, because I'm very transparent and honest up front. I tell them, hey, this is my name, this is where I'm from, and this is how I found your phone number. Like, boom, 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 and this is what I want. So it's like this catches the attention. You don't sound like a robot. Like, today, I was going off 0 scripts. And another cool thing is in the law firm meeting, like, I was leading the meeting. So, like, even if all this goes to crap, none of this works. My voice is still gone, by the way, a little bit. Even if all this goes to crap, I'm learning how to network. I'm learning how to lead a meeting. I'm learning how to reach out to people. And I feel like a lot of times people like to think about, like, what they did wrong, right? Like, oh, what did I do wrong? How can I improve? Blah, blah, blah. But people don't think about what they did right. You know what I mean? Like, a boxer, for example, at the end of the match, you might be like, oh, like, what did I do wrong here? What did I do wrong there? Like, why did I lose? But instead, he should be asking, which one of my punches landed? Because if you know which punch landed, you just do more of that. That's the remedy. So, as a reflection towards me, it's like, what have I been doing right? I just need to do more of that. The truth is, the one thing that has been going right is when I call these people up, that's when everything goes right. It's the quickest, man. These emails, these LinkedIn connections, it's all bullshit, man. It takes too much time. So scratch all that, man. I don't care about any of that. That's a complete waste of my time. I'm going straight for the calls. And the reason, like, I was thinking about this today as well during defense. Like, why is this taking so long for me to take the next step, right? Like, I have an accounting firm that's willing to do a deferred fee, but the partner I spoke with has to speak with his senior partner to get permission if they could do a deferred fee, and then we'll get on a meeting. And then the other one I talked to isn't responding to me. It's like all this, like, BS. And the quickest solution to bypassing all that and saving your time and getting the result is just to fill your pipeline way more. I just need to fill my pipeline better, which means I just have to do more. So off the self-reflection, I need to do more of what's working. It's definitely quite interesting that, like, even if all this goes to crap, there's so many ways to make money, man. But I'm dialed in, I'm focused. I don't care how long this takes, man. I don't care how boring it is for the videos or whatever. It doesn't matter. And I'm gonna complete this mission or basically die trying. It's gonna happen, man. Or else I'm not gonna be here. Like, I'm okay with, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna be homeless. And I mean that. Like, I don't care. I know if I'm homeless, I'll figure it out, man. I feel like one day, hypothetically, right? If somehow one day this journey actually completes to fruition, I would be so tempted to do, like, some kind of a journey where I just reset and I go straight back to zero. I go homeless. It's like Undercover Billionaire, where I, like, make $1 million in, like, a certain amount of time. I would be tempted to do that and document it all on YouTube. Never been done before. Undercover Billionaire was a bit different, but it'd be hard to record it yourself, to be honest. But I saw this because I'm really into philosophy, right? And I saw this, like, crazy quote. I have to find it for y'all. You guys are gonna like this one. So it was a question, right? Would you really want to live a life that's free of challenges or obstacles? Would you really want to live a life that's free of challenges or obstacles? So like, would you really want a life that's perfect? Like, you know, every time I do sit-ups, I just get a six-pack, and every time I try to get a girl, I just get all the girls, and you know, I always just have money, and I just have Ferraris, and everything's just so easy. You know, like everything in life just like comes to me. It's just like perfect, you know? Every day there's a perfect sunset. The weather's perfect every day. I have perfect teeth. I look perfect. Like my clothes is like perfectly done and perfectly clean. Yeah, everything is just perfect, you know? Would you really want to live like that? Like heaven on earth? Like if you were in heaven and everything's perfect, like the people that have perfect lives in real life right now, sometimes, you know, not every time, but a lot of times they have like suicidal issues. It's like you don't want your life to be perfect. You want the trials and tribulations. And it makes everything sweet. Like you can't be happy unless you can be sad. You really can't. That's why like heaven in a way doesn't really make sense to me. You know, it's definitely something that we can't fully understand because we're in this life. But you don't want everything to be perfect, man. You want it to be like this. You want to have trials and tribulations. You want to have doubts. You want to have everything go to shit, because if there can't be shit, there can't be sugar. You know, I'm trying to go from shit to sugar. I remember my football coach when I was younger used to tell me that. He's like, way to go. He's like, way to go from shit to sugar, McDad. Atta boy. Way to go from shit to sugar. Yeah.